Kamusta? Ready ka na ba para sa lesson natin ngayong week? Welcome to our English class. Before we start, here are some reminders. I-read ang iyong ballpen, answer sheet, at ang iyong module. Basahin at unawain maigi ang mga instructions sa bawat learning task. Iwasang magusot, madumihan, mapunit, at higit sa lahat ang mawala ang iyong module. Magpagabay lamang kay mami, daddy, ate, kuya o kung sino mang nakatatanda sa iyo. Ikaw pa rin dapat ang sasagot sa bawat learning task. Huwag kalimutang isulat ang pangalan at section sa iyong answer sheets. Pwedeng i-pause ang video para mas mabasa o maunawaan mo ang mga instructions. Kung may tanong, gaya nga ng sabi ng lola ni Cardo, huwag mahihiyang magtanong.
Last week, we talked about pronouns. If you have questions about it, just click the upper right part of the screen. For this week, we'll be discussing about adjectives. Look at the things around you. What are the qualities that amaze you? Are you fond of observing a pretty flower or enjoying the enchanting evening? At the end of this lesson, you are expected to use adjectives in sentences. To start with our lesson, let us look at these pictures. How many houses are there? How would you describe the size of each house? If you were to choose, in which house would you like to live? Why? You may have thought of these following phrases. Two houses, bigger house, smaller house, red roof, white wall, brown door. For our first learning task on pages 19 to 20, describe the pictures in terms of number, quality, and color. Some letters are given as clues. The words that we used to describe the houses are called adjectives. Adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. It may tell something about number, quality, and color. It may describe one or more person or things. Adjectives have different degrees or forms. First one, positive, indicates no comparison. For example, Seb is an industrious boy. The word industrious is used to describe Seb. Second one, comparative, compares or describes two nouns or pronouns. It is formed by adding er or by using more before the adjective and than after the adjective. For example, Seb is more industrious than his twin brother. Superlative, compares or describes more than two nouns. It is formed by adding est or by adding most before the adjective. For example, Seb is the most industrious in his class. Adjectives ending in y form their comparative or superlative forms by changing y to I and add er or est. Let us look at these examples. Positive form is big. Comparative, we add er, so we form bigger. Superlative, we add est, so we form biggest. Another example. Happy, happier, happiest. Beautiful. Let us use the word more. More beautiful, most beautiful. Obedient, more obedient, most obedient. Some adjectives change their spelling to form their comparative and superlative form. For example, good, better, best, bad, worse, worst. In addition, a noun or pronoun can be described by two or more adjectives. In this case, adjectives must follow the correct order, just like this: number, quality, color, then noun. Example: two new yellow pencils. A dozen sweet red candies. The correct order of adjectives are number, quality, and color before the nouns being described. Learning Task 2 on page 21. Pick out the adjective in each sentence, then tell whether it is in positive, comparative, or superlative form. For example, going down the hill is easier than I expected. The adjective here is easier, and it is in comparative form. Learning Task 3 on page 21. Rewrite the sentences by rearranging the series of adjectives in their correct order. For example, how much do those big three red ribbons cost? The correct order: three big red. Learning Task 4 on page 21. Complete each sentence with the correct form of adjective in the parentheses. For example, we have a good weather today. It is a blank weather than yesterday. We will use the word better. Learning Task 5 on page 21. Complete the table by supplying the appropriate degrees of comparison. For example, positive form, warm. Comparative form, warmer. Learning Task 6 on page 22. Describe the given nouns in terms of number, quality, and color. Learning Task 7 on page 22. Use the formed phrases in Learning Task 6 in your own sentences. For our final activity, how do you feel today? Write 3 to 5 simple sentences describing your feelings. Then, underline the adjectives used in each sentence. I hope that you understood our lesson about adjectives. See you next week!